My beloved, before anything else, still your soul. Set down the weight you've been carrying, if only for this moment. Let the noise of your world fade into silence, because I am speaking. And not just to your ears, but to the deepest part of you, the part that has longed for clarity, comfort, and purpose. I am not speaking by coincidence. I am calling you now because the moment has come. The moment when you are ready to receive what has been hidden from you for far too long. You've been walking through shadows, enduring trials that many wouldn't understand, but I have seen it all. I've watched you stay faithful even when your heart was breaking. I've heard every unspoken prayer, every whispered plea in the night. I've counted your tears, and I've preserved them. Not a single drop has gone unnoticed. And now, I want you to know this: none of your suffering has been in vain. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. Even in the silence, I was near. The enemy has tried to convince you otherwise, as sowing seeds of fear, confusion, and weariness. He wants you to believe that your destiny is lost, that your worth is determined by what you've endured or how much you've failed. But he is wrong, because I am rewriting your story, starting today. This is not just a moment in time. This is a divine shift. I have placed you here with precision. You are not adrift. You are anchored in my design. Every detour, every delay, every disappointment, it's all been working behind the veil to align you with my promise. You are not here by accident. You are here because heaven has declared your purpose. You have felt like your prayers have been hitting a wall. But what you couldn't see is that the wall was thinning. The barrier between your prayers and my response is dissolving. The season of silence is turning into a season of revelation, and I am opening your spiritual eyes. You are going to sense me more deeply, feel me more clearly, and walk with me more closely than ever before. There is more, so much more than what you've known. This isn't just a word to encourage you, it's a declaration that everything is about to change. Miracles are not just for others, they are for you. This isn't about spectacle. It's not about noise. It's not about shallow displays that fade with time. What I'm doing in your life will be deep, lasting, and unmistakably divine. You will not have to prove it to anyone. My presence in you will speak louder than any words. There is a glory rising in your life, a light within you that no darkness can extinguish. And when the shadows grow bolder, so will my radiance. The world may seem to spiral in chaos, but you, my chosen one, are being rooted deeper in me. The confusion around you is not your portion. I'm calling you deeper, beyond surface-level faith, into the waters of my spirit. You will not drown there. You will be carried, strengthened, transformed. This is your season of awakening. The dreams you buried long ago, I remember them. And more than that, I'm reviving them. They weren't foolish. They weren't wasted. They were planted like seeds, and now the time has come for them to break through the soil. Do not despise the slow growth. Roots have been taking hold beneath the surface. So rise, dear one. Stand up in the truth of who you are, not who the world told you to be, not who fear tried to shape you into, but who I created you to be. You are more than capable, you are more than worthy, and yes, you are ready. Let the old labels fall off. Let the lies you've believed melt away. You are not small, you are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being refined, elevated, equipped. This is the season where you step into my supernatural, where wonders become woven into the fabric of your everyday life. No longer will you simply hear about miracles, you will live among them. I am doing something new, and it begins with your surrender. Not the kind of surrender that feels like defeat, but the kind that feels like flying, like stepping off a cliff and realizing you were always meant to soar. You've waited, you've wrestled, you've wondered. Now is the time to trust. Will you? I will carry you into a place of overflow, not just in provision, but in joy, in clarity, in purpose. And what you thought was the end will become your beginning. Where there was barrenness, there will be beauty. Where there was despair, there will be delight. Child, get ready. You felt limited by circumstances, by past mistakes, by others' opinions, but I am shattering those limitations now. You will move forward with boldness, not because you are strong on your own, but because my strength is in you. This isn't a time to shrink back. This is a time to rise up. You are not walking alone. I am with you. I have always been with you. Through every storm, through every tear, through every moment when you thought you wouldn't make it, I was there, and I am still here. So step forward, not with fear, but with courage. I have gone ahead of you, preparing every detail. I am not only your God, I am your Father, your protector, your provider. My child, you are destined for more. Don't settle for survival when I have promised you abundance. The extraordinary is no longer out of reach, it's your new reality. Walk into it. It's yours. My child, let your heart stay open. For what I am doing now is not only for this day, it is for your entire journey. You have wondered why the road has been so long, why certain doors stayed shut, why you felt unseen while others were celebrated. But hear me clearly now. I was not punishing you, I was preparing you. There were layers that needed to fall away, wounds that had to be healed in silence, lessons that could only be learned in the solitude of the wilderness. You were never forgotten, you were being hidden, protected, guarded until the time was right. And now, beloved, the time is right. You are about to step into a space I've been designing in secret, a divine appointment, carefully woven into the tapestry of time. And when you arrive, it won't feel foreign. It will feel like coming home, because your spirit already knows the place where promise and fulfillment meet. Do you remember the nights you cried yourself to sleep, when your only prayer was, God, please don't let this be all there is? I heard you, I wept with you, and I answered not with a flash, but with a process. And in that process, I have strengthened what others cannot see, your faith, your endurance, your depth. The world honors the surface. I value the soul. You are not just being elevated, you are being refined, so that what I pour into you will not be lost, and what I do through you will stand. I do not build for temporary applause, I build for eternal impact. And you, my precious one, are part of something that will outlive you. That will ripple into generations you may never meet, but who will walk in freedom because of your yes to me today. This is why the enemy tried so hard to distract you, discourage you, destroy you, because he saw what I placed inside of you long before you did. He feared your awakening, he feared your voice, he feared your light, so he planted doubt. He sent detours. He whispered lies, hoping you'd forget who you are. But you didn't. You kept going. Even when you had no strength left, you chose to trust me. And because of that, I am opening a door no man can shut. I'm not just restoring what was lost. I'm restoring time. I'm restoring joy. I'm restoring every broken place, every forgotten prayer, every shattered dream. Lift your eyes, child. Can you feel it? The shift in the air. Something holy is moving. And I want you to receive it, not just observe it. This outpouring of my presence isn't reserved for a select few, it's for you. You who felt too broken. You who thought you missed your moment. You who disqualified yourself before the race even began. I have called you, cleansed you, and clothed you in grace. Now walk like you believe it. Walk like you are loved, because you are. Walk like you are chosen, because you are. Walk like my favor rests on your life, because it does. Everywhere you go, the atmosphere will shift, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. And I will work through you, healing through your hands, speaking through your mouth, loving through your presence. My glory will radiate from the cracks the world tried to shame you for. Your scars are not weaknesses. They are witnesses of my healing. And soon, others will look at your life and ask, how? and you will answer not with pride, but with reverence. It was the Lord, only the Lord. You don't need to explain your journey to everyone. You don't owe them an understanding of your obedience. Keep walking, keep listening, keep trusting. What I've spoken in secret will soon be shouted through your life. Miracles will no longer feel rare. They will be your new rhythm. The things you thought were impossible, they are already forming. The relationships you mourned, I am reviving. The opportunities you felt unworthy of, I am placing them before you again, because I am a God of redemption. Nothing is too far gone. Nothing is too broken. Nothing is wasted in my hands. You are not behind. You are on time. You are not lacking. You are in alignment. Stay close to me. Let me continue to shape you, guide you, and lead you. Not everything will make sense in the moment, but trust me, on a day, you'll look back and see how every step mattered. Every delay, every detour, every closed door was really me, keeping you on the path of destiny. And now, child, get ready. What's coming is unlike anything you've ever known. It won't be shallow or fleeting. It will be holy. It will be deep. It will last. And you, yes, you will walk in it with boldness. You've prayed for this. You've cried for this. You've waited for this. And now I am saying, it is here. Let your heart rejoice. Let your soul be still. Let your spirit rise. Because heaven is not only watching, it's celebrating. The angels have been dispatched. The heavens are open. And you, my beloved, are stepping into the fullness of what I've always planned. This is your moment. And I am with you, my beloved child. Now that your heart has been stirred and your spirit awakened, I want you to understand something deeply, something that will serve as an anchor when the waves of confusion rise again. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You see only fragments, like pieces scattered across a table. But I, the Lord your God, see the masterpiece they are forming. Even the jagged edges, even the moments that seemed like mistakes when placed in my hands, fit perfectly into a story of beauty, healing, and redemption. You've asked me questions in the quiet. Why did it happen that way? Why wasn't it easier? Why did I have to wait so long? And I am not angry at your questions. I welcome them. For when you come to me with your wonderings, you're not doubting me, you are drawing near. You're choosing relationship over resignation, and that choice matters more than you know. I want you to know that none of your waiting was wasted. Every season where you felt stuck, unseen, or forgotten, those were the seasons when I was doing my deepest work. Not in the spotlight, not where others could applaud, but in the unseen places of your heart. Strength was being built, compassion was being forged, discernment was being developed. These gifts are rare, and they grow in soil the world avoids, places of pressure, places of pruning, places where you feel like giving up but choose to keep holding on. And now, because you did not walk away, you are ready for what I'm about to entrust to you. Do not look to your left or right. This path is yours. The race I've marked for you is unlike any other. There's no comparison, no competition, no need to keep pace with anyone else. I will guide your every step. And when you walk in alignment with me, you'll find that even your slow seasons were sacred. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are being positioned for such a time as this, not just for your own sake, but for the sake of many others who are waiting on your obedience. Yes, my child, your yes carries weight. It unlocks things for others. There are people who will find healing because you chose to rise. There are stories that will be redeemed because you chose to speak. There are destinies that will awaken because you dared to believe. So do not shrink back. You've been called to shine not with a false light, not with performance, but with the genuine radiance of someone who has walked with me through fire and come out refined. Let your scars be your testimony. Let your tears become your offering. You don't need to hide your humanity to reveal my divinity. In fact, it is through your humanity that my glory is best seen. The world doesn't need another polished performance. It needs a real heart set ablaze by my presence. And that heart, dear one, is yours. You've wondered if you're too flawed, too wounded, too behind to be used by me. Let me be clear, you are exactly the kind of person I delight in using. Not because of your perfection, but because of your surrender. You've offered me your broken pieces and I've turned them into a mosaic of glory. I want you to trust that. I want you to walk like it's true. Because the next season requires more than belief, it requires movement. It's time to take that step you've been afraid to take. It's time to speak the word you've been holding back. It's time to release what you've been clinging to and reach for what I've prepared. Do not worry about the details. I have already gone ahead of you. I am aligning the right people, preparing the right moments, softening the right hearts. The road you're about to walk has already been covered in grace. The provision you need will be there exactly when you need it. The strength you lack will rise up in the moment you take the first step. This is the life of faith, not knowing every answer, but trusting the one who holds the map. I know the fear still whispers. I know doubt still knocks at your door. But listen to me. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you know. And most importantly, you are never alone. I am walking with you every single step. In the moments where you feel weak, lean into me. I am your strength. In the moments where you feel lost, listen for my whisper. I am your guide. In the moments where you feel unseen, remember I see you. I've always seen you, and I always will. Your life is precious to me, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. My child, my joy, my delight. There is no title on earth greater than the name I've already given you. Mine. Let that name echo in your spirit when you feel small. Let it rise within you when the world tries to make you feel invisible. You are mine. You have always been mine. And now, I am sending you forth not just to fulfill a task, but to live a life that reflects my heart. A life full of kindness, a life full of power, a life full of peace that passes all understanding. This is your inheritance. You do not have to strive for it. You simply have to receive it. So breathe deep, lift your head, square your shoulders, not because of pride, but because of purpose. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a divine chapter, and I will write every word with love, grace, and glory. My precious one, now that you are beginning to see more clearly, to feel more deeply, and to hope more fully, I want you to understand this. There is a sacred fire I have placed within you. Not one lit by ambition, not one fueled by fear, but a holy flame ignited by my spirit. It has survived storms, silence, and sorrow. Even when you thought it was extinguished, it never went out. Because I have kept it alive. You have wondered why you couldn't walk away, why even in your lowest moments, something inside you still whispered, "Keep going." That something was me. That flame is not your weakness, it is your anointing. And now I am fanning it into a blaze. This fire within you is about to spread, not to destroy, but to illuminate, to purify, and to revive. You will carry warmth to the coldest places. You will light the path for those lost in the dark. And wherever you go, my presence will go with you, burning through confusion, fear, and hopelessness. But for that to happen, you must stop dimming your light to fit into rooms I never sent you to. You must stop shrinking your voice to protect the comfort of those who never saw your worth. You must stop apologizing for carrying my fire. The world does not need more silence, it needs your sound. You've been told to stay small, stay quiet, stay safe. But I never created you to live hidden beneath others' expectations. I created you to rise not for your own glory, but for mine. Your rising is a testimony. Your obedience is warfare. Your fire is a signal to heaven and earth that my spirit is alive in you. So don't let the opinions of man become louder than the voice of your God. I have called you, I have refined you, I have prepared you. And now I am releasing you. Yes, I know you still feel unqualified. I know the enemy still taunts you with memories of your past, with mistakes you've made, with words others have spoken over you. But none of that defines you. I define you. I am your author, and I have never written failure beside your name. I have written beloved, called, chosen, redeemed. That is who you are. Stop rehearsing the lies that life taught you in pain. Start declaring the truth I've whispered in grace. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too much. You are right on time. You are deeply healed. You are perfectly placed. Every time you thought you were being buried, you were actually being planted. And now the season of growth is here, not just slow growth in private, abundant growth in public. Others will witness what I do in you. They will see the beauty that rises from the ashes of what once was. They will watch the barren places of your life bloom. But don't live for their applause. Live for my pleasure. Walk each day with the quiet confidence of one who knows they are held. Speak with the authority of one who knows they are sent. Love with the tenderness of one who knows they are forgiven. And let every moment be a mirror that reflects my goodness. You may feel like you don't have much to offer, but I never asked for much. I asked for all. Not all at once, just one piece at a time. Your time, your attention, your heart, your trust. And in exchange, I pour into you peace that this world can never counterfeit. I know your thoughts, child, the ones you never say aloud, the ones that keep you awake when the house is quiet and everyone else is sleeping. I hear them, and I meet you there not with judgment, but with presence. I never turn away from your wrestling. I lean in closer. You are safe with me. Even when you bring me your doubt, I hold you with compassion. Even when your faith feels weak, I never abandon you. Even when your hope flickers, I protect it with my breath. I know the shape of your heart. I know what it has endured, and I know what it's capable of. So rest in this. Nothing is too hard for me. Not the healing you need. Not the provision you lack. Not the reconciliation you're afraid to hope for. Not the breakthrough you've been fasting and praying for. I am the God of the impossible, and I am also the God of the intimate. I am not just moving in the nations. I am moving in your home, in your thoughts, in your memories, in your body, in the places where you felt stuck for years. I am sending my spirit to uproot every lie that was planted in pain and water every promise I've spoken in love. You don't have to make it happen. Just stay open. I will carry you into places you never dreamed of. I will bring the right people into your life, divine connections, not distractions. I will place favor on your hands so that even what feels ordinary will multiply. I will open doors no man can shut, and shut doors that were never meant for you. So don't rush. Don't compare. Don't panic. Stay close to me. Walk at my pace, not the world's. Move in my rhythm, not your anxiety. Trust in my process, not your performance. Because I'm not looking for perfect vessels. I'm looking for willing hearts, and yours is ready. This is not just a moment, it is a commissioning. Heaven is watching, hell is trembling, and your future is unfolding with grace. Sorrise, beloved. Let the fire in you burn brighter than the fear around you. Let the truth in you silence every lie. Let the spirit in you remind the world God still moves, God still heals, God still speaks, God still chooses the unexpected. And He chose you, beloved child. There is a mountain in front of you. You've seen it for a long time. You've walked toward it, around it, even away from it. But now, I'm calling you to climb it. Not because it's easy, and not because you feel ready, but because this mountain was written into your story before you ever took your first breath. This isn't just a mountain of challenge, it's a mountain of calling. I know it looks high, I know it looks rugged, I know you've questioned if you're strong enough to reach the top, but I want to speak something over you now. You were created for the climb. Everything I've allowed in your life has been preparing you for this ascent. The moments that made you feel small, the trials that stripped you of your confidence, the valleys where you thought you'd never rise again, all of it was training, not to break you but to build you. This mountain isn't a punishment. It's an invitation. You've prayed for elevation, but elevation doesn't begin at the top. It begins with the willingness to rise from the ground. It begins when you take that trembling first step, knowing full well that the path will be steep, but trusting that I will be with you every inch of the way. You won't climb alone. My presence will surround you like air. My voice will guide you when the trail disappears. My hand will catch you when you stumble, and my spirit will carry you when your legs grow tired. I will be your strength when your own strength fails. There is something sacred that happens in the climb. You begin to shed what no longer serves you. You begin to see from a new vantage point, and you begin to understand that the struggle was not a setback, it was a sacred stretching of faith, stretching of trust, stretching of your identity beyond what the world told you was possible. Yes, it's easier to stay where it's flat and safe, but child, you weren't made for safety, you were made for purpose. What waits for you at the top of this mountain isn't just a view, it's clarity. It's the understanding you've longed for, the peace you thought you had to live without, the answers to the ache in your soul. You will look back from the summit and weep not with regret, but with relief. Relief that you didn't give up, relief that I never left, relief that it was all worth it. But hear me now, this climb is not just for you. There are people watching you, even if they never say it. There are hearts waiting to be encouraged by your courage. There are souls that will take their first step because they saw you take yours. This mountain has your name on it, but your ascent will become a signal of hope to others. That's how my kingdom works. Your obedience unlocks breakthrough beyond your own life. I know the temptation to stay in the familiar is strong. I know the past still whispers, "Don't try again." I know the enemy has planted lies at the base of this mountain, trying to convince you that it's too late, that you've failed too much, that the climb isn't worth it. But hear my truth louder. The climb is worth it, because I am in it. You will encounter me at every level. You will see me in the sunrise that breaks through your doubt. You will hear me in the quiet wind that brushes past your fear. You will feel me in the steady beat of your heart that keeps going when everything tells you to quit. Child, the top of the mountain is not a place of pride, it's a place of encounter. This is where Moses met me. This is where Elijah heard my whisper. This is where Jesus was transfigured. And this is where you will receive a fresh vision for your life. Don't wait until you feel perfectly equipped. Start climbing now. Take one faithful step. Speak the prayer. Make the change. Write the letter. Forgive. Release. Begin. You don't need a full map, you just need a heart that says, "Yes, Lord, I will go. I will meet you in the movement." And when it feels like you're making no progress, when the fog rolls in and the ground beneath you shakes, remember this: you are still rising. Even slow steps are sacred steps. Even quiet tears water the seeds of perseverance. Even weary hands lifted in praise are precious to me. You do not climb in vain. You do not believe in vain. You do not love in vain. And I promise you this: what's waiting for you is greater than anything you've left behind. Not because I'm trying to replace your pain with prizes, but because I'm redeeming what was broken and restoring what was lost. You've cried in the valley. You've bled in the wilderness. Now come up here, child. I have more to show you. You will see why it had to be this way. You will see the purpose behind every delay. You will see the beauty hidden inside your brokenness. And you will understand that I never asked you to be perfect, I only asked you to be willing. So rise now. Take your next step, and let the fire I placed in you lead the way. This is your moment, and I, the Lord your God, am already at the top waiting to welcome you into a revelation that will forever shift your life. My beloved, let me speak now of something deeper than you may have ever realized: a river. Not one that flows with water, but one that flows from my heart to yours, constantly, faithfully, powerfully, even when you couldn't feel it, even when you thought I was silent, even when you believed the lies that you were forgotten. That river never ceased. It is the current of my mercy, the flow of my goodness, the stream of my presence winding its way through every dry and forgotten place in your life. And today I want you to know, this river cannot be stopped. The world may try to dam it up with fear, disappointment, or noise. The enemy may try to divert it with confusion, shame, or distraction. But what I have set in motion from eternity past will reach its destination. My grace will not return to me void. It will accomplish what I sent it to do in your life, in your soul, in your story. You have endured a long drought, seasons of parched hope, longings that seem to crack and crumble under the weight of delay. But now I am opening the floodgates, not to overwhelm you, but to restore you. You will be watered again. Your joy will flow again. Your soul will rise again. And the places that once bore thorns will begin to bloom with beauty and abundance. Because I am not simply reviving what was, I am renewing what was never fully alive. I am causing new things to grow, new dreams, new connections, new confidence, new purpose. Child, the river flows where I command it. And I say this to you now with power. It is flowing to you. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to fight for it. You simply have to receive. Come sit at the banks of my river and let it touch you. Let it wash over the grime of yesterday. Let it dissolve the labels you've carried. Let it cleanse the regrets that still echo in your mind. Let it carry away the words that were never mine but wounded you just the same. This is not just poetic. This is supernatural. I am healing you even now as you read this, not by force, but by the steady, undeniable presence of my love. Like water softens stone over time, my spirit is softening what became hard in you. The places you armored to survive, I am gently opening them so you can thrive. I know how tired you've been. I know how you've shown up, again and again, with a smile while your soul felt empty. I know how you've loved others when you barely had anything left to give. And I know the battles you fought in silence, battles that no one else saw but I did. And now, child, hear me clearly. I'm fighting for you. Where you have been depleted, I am pouring in. Where you have been discouraged, I am breathing hope. Where you have been defeated, I am proclaiming victory. Because you are not meant to carry this alone. You never were. Let the river carry what you cannot. Let it sweep away the bitterness. Let it carry off the fear. Let it drown the voice that says you'll never be enough. Let it soak deep into the soil of your life until joy begins to grow again. Real joy. Joy that is not based on circumstance. Joy that is rooted in who I am. You see, this is the difference between your strength and mine. Your strength eventually runs dry. Mine is an endless river. It will never run out. It will never run cold. It will never forget the direction to your heart. Even in your mistakes, the river keeps coming. Even in your wandering, the current pulls you back. Because my love is persistent, not the kind that begs, but the kind that rescues. You may have drifted, but you were never lost. I want you to understand something sacred now. I've allowed you to reach this moment, not because I wanted to overwhelm you, but because I wanted to show you just how near I am. Not in your best behavior, not in your strongest season, but here, now. in this raw, honest place. Here is where the river meets you. This is where the healing begins. This is where you remember who you are, not the version the world tried to reduce you to, but the divinely crafted, infinitely loved child of God that you've always been. This is where you learn to walk again, not in striving but in flow, not in fear but in faith, not in control but in trust. I am not asking you to build a dam. I am asking you to build an altar where you lay down what you cannot carry, an altar where you offer me your weariness, an altar where you exchange your not enough for my everything. And when you do, my river will do the rest. It will find its way into the deepest parts of you. It will stir what you thought had died. It will open the dreams you buried. It will restore the laughter you forgot how to feel. Yes, I said laughter, because I am not just the God of weeping. I am the God who gives beauty for ashes and joy for mourning. You will laugh again. You will dance again. You will dream again. You will wake up not with dread, but with delight. You will say, "This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in my eyes." Because I have not brought you this far to leave you thirsty. I have brought you here to drench you in my goodness, to remind you that dry seasons are not forever, and to reveal that I was always the source of life, even when every well ran dry. Child, the river is rising, and it is carrying you into everything I promised. So, step in, go deeper, let go, and I will take you further than you ever imagined possible. My dearest child, let me speak into the space where you feel most uncertain, into that quiet ache, that dim corridor of your thoughts where you whisper, "I don't know what to do next." I hear that question, even when you don't say it aloud. I feel the weight of your hesitation, and I want you to know, not seeing the way doesn't mean I've abandoned you. Sometimes I obscure the path not to confuse you, but to call you closer. You've been looking for signs, for confirmation, for direction, as if the next step is hidden somewhere outside of you. But beloved, the path is within, carved into the quiet place where my spirit speaks. Not in noise, not in chaos, but in stillness, in surrender. You keep waiting for a door to open, not realizing I am the door. You ask me where to go, not knowing I am already walking ahead of you. When the future looks like a clouded mirror, when your plans no longer make sense, that is not the time to panic. That is the time to pause and lean in. Because I am doing something that eyes cannot see and minds cannot predict. I am not a God of confusion. I am a God of construction, and sometimes construction looks like mess before it becomes miracle. You may feel disoriented. That's okay. You may feel like everything familiar is fading. That's part of the process. The scaffolding you leaned on is being removed, not to leave you unsteady, but to teach you how to walk by faith and not by sight. For so long you trusted the structure of what was safe. Now I'm asking you to trust the strength of my hand. You keep saying, "God, just show me." But I am saying, "Child, just follow me." You don't need to see the full path. Just walk with me, one step, one breath, one whisper at a time. I have not failed you before, and I will not start now. Let me remind you of all the times you didn't know how things would work out, and yet they did. Of all the prayers you thought I didn't hear, but I answered in my perfect timing. Of all the nights you didn't think you would survive, and yet here you are, stronger, wiser, more tender. You don't need to fear the unknown. I live there. I am not confined to your calendar. I am not restricted by your limitations. I am the God who parts seas, who sends manna in the wilderness, who causes dead things to rise. And if I did it before, I can do it again for you. Yes, even for you. You've convinced yourself that maybe others are more spiritual, more obedient, more qualified. But I never asked for perfection. I asked for willingness. I asked for trust. And you, my child, have trusted me even when it hurt, even when it didn't make sense, even when you were afraid. And that is precious to me. There are things I've spoken to you in the quiet promises you've tucked away because you didn't see how they could ever happen. And now I'm saying, take them out again, dust them off, believe again. Not because you understand how it will come to pass, but because you know who spoke them. Your Father, the one who holds time, the one who never lies, the one whose word never returns void. You will not miss your destiny by following me slowly. You will only miss it by refusing to take the next step. So here is what I want you to do. Don't rush. Don't run. Just rise. Just show up to this day with an open heart. That's all I ask. Because as you take small, faithful steps, I am shifting things in places you cannot yet see. I am softening hearts. I am moving people. I am aligning moments. I am rerouting what tried to detour your life. And I am protecting you from what you thought you wanted but would have harmed you. This is why some things didn't work out. This is why some doors didn't open. This is why some people walked away. Not because I forgot you, but because I love you too deeply to allow you to settle for less than what I created you for. So don't mourn what didn't last. Celebrate what I'm preparing. And if all you can pray right now is, Lord, help me, then child, that's enough. Because I will. I will guide you through the fog. I will calm your restless thoughts. I will whisper wisdom when you quiet your striving. And I will give you peace not as the world gives, but as only I can give. You don't need to fear the dark seasons of waiting. Even when you can't trace my hand, you can trust my heart. Even when the path is invisible, my promises are not. So come, let me lead you, not with force, with presence. Let me walk beside you when the road feels long. Let me be the light in your night. Let me be the voice that says, this is the way, walk in it. I won't shout. I won't abandon. I will lead you gently. I will keep your feet from slipping. I will hold your hand until the trembling stops. Because I am not just your God. I am your Father. And fathers don't leave their children to wander alone. My beloved child, now that your heart is leaning in, now that your soul is quieter and your breath a little steadier, let me remind you of something sacred and unshakable. The promise I made to you still stands. Yes, even after the disappointments. Yes, even after the detours. Yes, even after the delays, the doubts, and the days you barely made it through. You see, I do not speak lightly. When I declare something over your life, it is not a wish or a suggestion, it is a covenant. My word is not like man's word. It does not fade, fracture, or forget. It is rooted in eternity and written on the foundation of my faithfulness. You've said, but I failed. I say, but I forgave. Zoo, you've said, but I walked away. I say, but I walked with you. You've said, it's too late now. I say, I am the God who restores time. Child, nothing about your humanity cancels my divinity. I knew every choice you would make, every stumble you would take, and I still made the promise. I knew your insecurities. I saw the battles you'd face, the trauma you'd carry, the confusion you'd fight through, and I still chose you. I still called you. I still set my seal on your life. Let that sink in. I made the promise knowing you fully. This is why I need you to stop disqualifying yourself. You are not too messy. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are exactly where grace begins. You've been asking me for direction, but what if I told you the map is already inside of you, written on your heart, planted in the desires I gave you, cultivated through every moment of intimacy we've shared. The promise I made wasn't just for a far-off future. It is meant to guide your steps now. Don't wait for a perfect season to believe again. This is the moment. Right here, where you feel unsure. Right here, where it still hurts. Right here, where you're tired of hoping. The enemy has tried to exhaust you with half-truths. It'll never happen. You missed your chance. God has moved on. But I haven't moved on. I have moved deeper. I am in the very ache that makes you cry at night. I am in the hope that stubbornly won't die. I am in the dreams you revisit when no one's watching. And I am saying to you, hold on, child, the promise is alive. Not only alive, it's maturing. It's ripening. It's being protected even when you can't see the progress. Some things I've hidden from your view, not to punish you, but to preserve them. Some of your blessings have been growing underground like seeds, quiet, invisible, but not inactive. Oh no, they have been forming strength in the dark. And just like the earth breaks open when the time is right, so will the doors I've been preparing. But before that happens, I need you to prepare yourself. Not with striving, not with performance, but with readiness. Make room. Clear space in your heart. Release the fears you've been hoarding, the bitterness you've been cradling, the narratives you've rehearsed about how things will never change. I am doing a new thing and it will not fit into old containers. You cannot carry this promise while clinging to your past. You cannot step into this future while still believing you're unworthy. You cannot fully walk with me while holding hands with shame. So let go, gently, slowly. Trust me. I know how hard it is to release what once protected you. But I have something better. I have freedom. You don't need to fear the future when you're walking with the one who already lives in it. Every provision has been prearranged. Every person you need has already been appointed. Every open door has already been marked with your name, and every moment has been soaked in my mercy. So, my child, take a breath and remember, you are still in the story. I didn't start it to leave it unfinished. I didn't begin with beauty only to end in brokenness. The author who began the good work in you will complete it. You will testify. You will see fruit. You will walk in fulfillment. And when you do, it won't be because you figured it all out, but because you trusted me when it didn't make sense. That is the kind of faith that moves mountains, that opens heaven. And that is the kind of faith I've seen in you. Yes, even when you've doubted me, even when you've screamed into the silence, even when you walked with clenched fists and a guarded heart, you didn't let go of me. And that matters more than you know. I saw every tear, I heard every prayer, I counted every step. And now, I'm answering not all at once, but in perfect rhythm. Step by step, piece by piece, promise by promise. And one day soon, you will stand in the middle of it all and whisper, it was worth it. Not because the road was easy, but because I walked it with you. So hold fast. Keep hoping. Keep preparing. Because the promise still stands. And I never break what I bless. My precious one, you've come a long way. Even if your feet are weary, your soul is stronger than you know. And now, I want to open your eyes to something you may not yet fully grasp. You are already standing in the shadow of victory. Not a victory you have to fight for, but one that has already been secured by my hand on your behalf. You see, I don't ask you to strive in order to win. I ask you to stand because the victory has already been declared. Even now, while you're still walking through uncertainty, while prayers seem unanswered, while you're still wrestling within a doubt, the war is already over. I have already spoken, and when I speak, no enemy can reverse it, no lie can outshout it, no darkness can put it out. You are not trying to earn breakthrough. You are walking toward it. The forces that stood against you will not have the final word. The shame that tried to chain you will fall. The fear that silenced your voice will bow. Because I am the God who finishes what I start, and I've never once lost a battle when it comes to those I call mine. So breathe. Let your shoulders drop. You do not need to fight for a place in my plan. You are already woven into it. I know how hard it's been lately. I know how some days you feel like you're only holding on by a thread. I know how the enemy keeps whispering, nothing's changing, nothing's working, But let me tell you a truth that is stronger than all his lies. My silence is not absence. My stillness is not inactivity. I have been moving strategically, silently, faithfully. Behind closed doors, I've been shifting things. In conversations you were never part of, in the hearts of people you've never met, in the opportunities you thought were gone forever. I've been setting the stage for something you couldn't build on your own, and when it appears, it will seem sudden to others. But you will know it was me all along. This is the kind of victory I give. Not just surface level, not just circumstantial, but soul deep. Victory over despair. Victory over hopelessness. Victory over the storylines the enemy tried to write over your life. You will no longer be defined by your pain, but by your healing. You will no longer be known by what you lost, but by how you rose. And let me say this clearly, child. Your victory is not just for you. You are being made into a sign, a living letter, a beacon of what my love can do with someone who simply refuses to let go. You are becoming a walking invitation for others to come and see, to taste and know that I am good. So don't be surprised when your life begins to inspire others. Don't be shocked when people ask you where your strength comes from. Don't minimize the power of what you've survived. Don't be afraid to share your scars. They are proof that death didn't win. This is not pride. This is testimony, and it is holy. I am clothing you now with joy, not the kind that depends on what's happening around you, but the kind that flows from what's being healed inside you. I am dressing you in strength not to carry burdens, but to walk in peace. I am marking you with favor not for applause, but for assignment. There are places you will go that others have avoided. There are voices you will reach that no one else could. There are doors you will walk through not because of your resume, but because of my anointing. You see, what I've put on you can't be replicated. It's not found in books. It's not bought with effort. It's the kind of oil that comes from pressing. And yes, you've been pressed, but now the oil will flow. I'm not asking you to pretend you're fine. I'm asking you to remember that I am faithful. Even now, when there are still loose ends in your life. Even now, when the promise hasn't fully bloomed. Even now, when some prayers remain quiet. I am still good. I am still God. And I am still with you. So let your hope rise again. Let your spirit exhale. Because the victory you long for is closer than you think. It won't look exactly how you imagined it, but it will be deeper, fuller, purer, because I'm not just giving you what you want. I'm giving you what you were created for. And that includes rest. You don't have to run anymore to prove your worth. You don't have to fear being left behind. You don't have to beg me to bless you. I already did when I formed you. So now, walk in it. Walk like your prayers are already answered. Live like your name is already written on the victory banner. Sing like your chains are already broken. And love like you've never been wounded, because my love in you heals even the deepest places. This is your portion, child. Not because of your performance, because of your position. You are mine, and I am your victory. My beloved one, you've walked with me through valleys of silence, climbed with me across mountains of surrender, waited with me by rivers of mercy. And now, as this message nears its end, I want you to understand something you might not expect. This is not the end at all. It is the beginning. You thought you were finishing a chapter. You thought this was a word to close the book. But child, this is the moment where the page turns and the light pours in from places you never imagined. This is the hour when what I have spoken in secret begins to manifest in the open. This is the time when promises begin to breathe, and what you believed for in faith begins to take form in reality. This is not the end of the story. It is the unveiling of what I've written all along. I want you to live differently now. Not just more confidently, but more softly, more openly. More like someone who knows that they are deeply loved and therefore deeply safe. You don't need to armor your heart anymore. You don't need to rehearse your worth. You don't need to perform for acceptance that was already given. You are accepted fully, freely, forever. And because you are accepted, you are also assigned. Not to strive, but to shine. Not to hustle, but to carry light into spaces darkened by fear, pain, and confusion. There will be people drawn to you not because you are perfect, but because they see peace in you. The kind of peace that makes no sense except for one truth. God lives there. Let me live there. Not only on your best days, not only in your holy moments, but in the messy, real, exhausted, uncertain spaces. Let me be your God when you don't know what you're doing. Let me hold your hand when you feel undone. Let me speak for you when words fail. Let me sit with you when you need no answer, just presence. I am not leaving you now. I never was going to. I will be there when the next challenge arises. I will be there when the next door opens. I will be there when you laugh again so freely you forget you once wondered if joy would return. And when you reach the places I prepared for you, don't forget this moment. Don't forget what it took to get here, not just strength, but surrender. Not just belief, but closeness. It was never the size of your faith that moved mountains. It was the size of my faithfulness that carried you through. So walk forward now. Let this final word settle deep in your spirit. You are ready. You are ready to love again without apology. You are ready to live again without fear. You are ready to rise again, not as someone waiting to be chosen, but as one who knows they already are. There will still be hard days. This is not immunity from pain, but you will no longer face pain as a prisoner. You will face it as someone who knows where their rescue comes from. You will not fear the valley because you have walked through it and emerged clothed in grace. You are proof that faith still works, that healing still happens, that light still wins, and you will not walk alone. I am going with you into the new relationships I'm forming, into the assignments I'm unfolding, into the quiet mornings and the stretching nights, into the waiting, the rejoicing, the longing, the arriving. I am not only the God who speaks in thunder, I am the God who stays in whispers. So when this message ends and your day begins and the noise returns, listen for me still, in the breath between your thoughts, in the comfort that meets you unexpectedly, in the peace that rests on your shoulders when it shouldn't make sense, in the courage that comes out of nowhere when it's time to speak truth or love bravely. That's me. I'm not just around you, I am within you. My child, you have carried so much for so long, but now let me carry you. Let me lead you into joy that isn't fleeting, into strength that doesn't exhaust you, into love that doesn't leave, into life and life more abundantly. Yes, your feet are on holy ground. Yes, this moment matters. Yes, heaven is leaning over, cheering you on. And yes, I am still speaking. Even when this letter fades from your screen, my voice will remain in your heart. So rise, my precious one, and walk into your new beginning, loved, held, seen, empowered. The world has yet to see what I will do through you, but you have seen what I've done in you. Now go, let it overflow, and remember, you are mine, always, and I am yours, forever. If this message touched your spirit, leave a comment below sharing what part spoke to you the most. Your words might be the encouragement someone else needs today. And now, my beloved child, as you gently close your eyes or return to the rhythm of your day, carry this truth with you. You are not alone. Not for one moment. Not in any season. Not even in silence. What you've just read was not just words, it was my heart reaching for yours. And I am still reaching, still watching, still working. So, breathe deeply, Walk slowly and listen for me in the softest places, in the hush of dawn, in the ache of surrender, in the laughter that returns after a long night. When you forget, come back. When you stumble, reach again. When you feel lost, just whisper, Father, because I'm already there. Let the words I've spoken wrap around you like a warm light. And as you go, take this last sacred truth. You are loved beyond measure. You are seen beyond surface. You are held beyond time. And you are mine, always. If these words found your soul today, let them echo outward. Type Amen in the comments, or share them with someone else who needs to hear heaven's voice again. You never know whose heart might be waiting for exactly this.